It's your boy D Harv. Welcome to Straight Up on Game, where we talk about everything from sports to whatever and whatever and whatever. So whichever way we go, you better know it's our show. Now, let me welcome our host, D Wright, the running back guru.
What is going on, y'all? Today is episode 26. But before we start episode 26, we're going to bring on our other co-host, Mr. Bryan Welch.
What is going on, everybody? Hey, happy Thursday. Another great week of sports to talk about. And as our other host in the backstage, Dwayne, is he ready to come out?
Well, he's not ready to come out quite yet. We're actually going to have a couple surprise guests. Okay. There's an African American coaches symposium going on at the LA Rams Stadium, and I heard we're supposed to have a special guest. I don't know. Hopefully we do, but we're working on it. But how y'all doing, fellas?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you, D Harv?
I'm blessed and breathing, man. I can't complain.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yes, we are going to have a fan interactive night tonight. And I cannot wait to just hear some of the comments. We went on a couple other social media platforms. Tonight, I am wearing my Super Bowl hat that was given to our group when we went out to the Super Bowl and we had a show. It was really, really good. And we got some really goodies, some good goodies, a couple hats, some shirts. Nice, Nike backpack and things of that nature. I'm talking about the NFL Players Choir, known as the Players Group, known as the group. So we just, like to travel all around and do special things, but it's not about me. It's all about sports. So let's go ahead and start this thing off. Thank you to all the viewers that are joining. Man, we support you all as well. We see the numbers just rising and rising as we start. The anticipation has been real. We apologize for the last 2 weeks prior to the Super Bowl. We had a lot of things going on. We had our annual Heritage Bowl. We had our Hall of Fame dinner. I mean, we had some great things going on. So now we are back to normal. We're going to push out all the way to get to episode 30. Once we hit 30, it's going to be just everybody we interviewed. We're going to bring them back to the show, and we're going to have a great extravaganza. So, B. Welch, let's go.
All righty. So, the NBA All-Star Game happened. Up in the Bay Area at the Chase Center. I did not watch it because I was doing baseball over the weekend, opening weekend for college baseball at Fresno State. But, I mean, you just saw the reaction on X. The NBA needs a new format, it seems like, for the All-Star Game, especially when you have people who do not know how to coach teams, coach players, especially Shaq. We love Shaq, but he's more of an analyst. My question is to you is, what does the NBA need to do better for another great All-Star experience? Granted, the All-Star Game will be down into it next season for the home of the Clippers.
I'll tell you right now, it's just like the NFL, right? Times is changing. The game is changing. Social media, is the leading factor, especially watching sports. I mean, you have sports gambling. You have all of these different factors now. And I think moving forward, I think it should go with the fans. Let the fans decide, man, how they want to, kind of see it. I mean, who's in front of the TV actually watching an All-Star game or the Super Bowl? People are watching on their phones now. I mean, there's so many different ways, but I think the format should be a format I repeat it twice. You can't believe I'm an educator. The format should be a format, but I believe the format should be something as such as, letting the fans pick the players instead of it being the conferences. And I know we have some of the ex-basketball, greats and things of that nature being the head coaches. That's cool. But, I would like to see a LeBron, versus someone else, Kevin Durant with, I don't know. It's just me. I just think, times have changed, and I think we need to move forward on some of those old school formats, like the dunk contest. Whack. I'll be the first to say whack. Like, there's never been a dunk contest that I've watched that was like that. So you just have to remember, man, like times are changing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, especially look at this. The NBA is having the same, wouldn't say identity crisis as the NFL had, especially when the Pro Bowl left Hawaii. And you remember when it was both teams playing with each other, both conferences, NFC and AFC on the same team. And then it was Jerry Rice and Deion Sanders coaching. And it was a whole mess. And it results to flag football. I know it's for player safety. It's fun. But at the same time, you have to have a good product for people to enjoy, especially with the MLB All-Star Game. The winner gets home field advantage. I know that my buddies and I were talking about that before going on the air. If you have an incentive for the NBA All-Star Game, whoever wins gets the first game at home.
Right.
You know what? That would be a whole lot of more of an incentive for somebody to go out there and have some fun. You know what? It means a lot more than just playing offense, not defense.
I agree. But before we move on, we have our other calls. Billy Battle. Hey, Billy, how you doing?
Hey, what's good, gentlemen?
What's going
Good,
on?
good.
Man,
Where you at, man? Are you relaxing? You're relaxing, man. Relaxing.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Well, I know. I see the Raiders in the background. As we know, I know there's going to be a special guest. Before we bring the special guests on, when we come back after commercial, I want you to announce the special guest, and we're going to get back to talking this hot sports that we were on this topic. But I know the guest that's coming on is probably very influential to a lot of young ladies and young men, but I can't wait to hear it. So, Coach Billy, you'll be able to announce him, and we'll spend a couple minutes with him and go from there. So we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back.
There's too many guys here that should have been recruited and weren't. I want every one of you to get a chance to go to college and get a chance to play the great game of college football.
We'll have 50-plus colleges from all over the country that want to get good football players, and that's where you come in.
They're coming out and they're looking for talent. Today is about showing up and showing out. Today is about opportunity for you guys. Use that second chance to your best of your ability.
This is your chance to sell yourself so you never look back and say, I never had a shot.
We really look for who wants to compete, who's going with high effort, who's competitive.
The opportunity was there, so, took full advantage of it, and we're so grateful that we got to come out here and compete.
1 in 3 of you will get a scholarship, and that scholarship could very well change your life. You showing these coaches you mean business, go in, sell yourself, tell them why they should sign you to go play football at their fine university.
Oh, yeah, that was fire. That is the camp that the California Showcase, Coach Johnny Hugh Foundation, that is the free camp showcase that's going to happen in Irvine this Saturday. Man, it's going to be explosive. But we're going to go ahead and pass it on to Coach Billy Battle, and he's going to introduce our next guest to the stage.
Man, this gentleman I got a chance to meet, real influential in flag football here in San Diego, but specifically girls flag football. He's been 22 years in the military as a chief warrant officer, active duty right now, and he is the founder of She Rocks San Diego, Mr. Dwayne Brown.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen, for reaching out and having me on your platform. And I'm excited to talk about girls flag football. Right now, I'm just finishing up a Black Coaches Symposium held by the Los Angeles Rams. So I'm in SoFi, and I'm getting ready to walk out of SoFi.
Hey, welcome, Dwayne. I'm glad you could come on board, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So tell us a little bit about, this is Dwayne Wright here talking. So you can't see us, but all the fans can see you. But tell us a little bit about how you got started with She Rock San Diego and what motivated you to do it.
Man, I tell people all the time the very first girl I ever saw play football was my daughter. I remember I brought her out to a high school. My son was playing at Pop Warner, and I thought I was bringing her out to be a cheerleader. I got two young ladies. My youngest one, she was 100% ready to be a cheerleader. My oldest one said, "I don't want to do that. I want to do what they're doing down there." I
Man,
yelled down to the coach and I said, "Hey, can girls play?" And he was like, "Yes." I stayed where I was up in the stands, and I sent her down there, and I saw what she did to them boys. I was like, we got something here. We got something here. She did them boys nasty.
man.
We never ended up doing the Pop Warner because we were a little short on we were one person short to make the team, but the coach was like, "Hey, I coach in this NFL flag league. Bring her over there." Again, the two best players in that league was my daughter and the other daughter and somebody else's daughter on the other team, and they battled it out every week, going up against each other. It was amazing to watch. I never saw anything like it. I fell in love with it then, and I knew that it could be something that's possible. I never thought about doing a league. I just said, "Hey, my daughter loves flag football, and I'm gonna keep doing it." Um, I think that transition years later, I 100% believe that if you're a girl in the ages of 7, 8, or younger, play with the boys. The girls and the boys are nothing different at that age. Where you start seeing a transition is around 9, when the young men start getting that puberty, and my daughter, she wanted a place where she can play with girls, and there was nothing like that in San Diego, so that's why we started it.
All righty. Hey, coach, this is Bryan Welch. Hope you're doing well. I've been to SoFi Stadium. It's a really nice stadium. But flag football right now is on the rise, especially in the state of California. Especially a lot of high schools are investing in it as a varsity sport. How important is flag football going to be in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh man, it's going to be amazing. I can tell you right now, D1, D2, D3 colleges are getting ready to adopt it across the board. There are several D1 colleges that already have it. NAIA has a lot of colleges. I've got two girls from my program in college right
Mhm,
now. I've got one girl that has a offer, so
mhm.
we're pushing for that. And then, of course, the culmination of that is the Olympic Games in LA, where flag football will be featured.
Oh, that is right. That is right. I understand they also are giving out scholarships for flag football, girls flag football now. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As I said, we have two girls that's in college right now on scholarship. I've got one
Wow.
girl that has an
Wow.
offer.
Man.
One of the young ladies came up from Ensenada.
Uh-huh.
The scouts weren't going down there, so she came up to my program, and she was able to get the scouts to see her and get her scholarship.
Man,
Wow,
that's
that is awesome, man. I look, hats off to you. D Harv is probably going to ask you a question, and I want you to be open on when he asks you a question, because we like D Harv to ask the questions we can't ask. So he's way out. He's way out in Florida. Right now it's 12. What is it? 11:49, and he always on air with us. But go ahead, D Harv. Ask him a question and see how. Ask him a ref question. You a ref, man? Ask him a question about that, man.
Man, I have no idea. Man.
Man,
I'm in wow of the accomplishment you've made in playing football for girls. Because
yeah, we
that's
started with 9. We started with 9 girls. Our last season we just finished last Sunday. We had 350.
mm,
wow, wow. Yeah, because it just started taking off over here in Florida. It was added to our high schools. So I was late on registering this season for it, but I'll be on the next season for refereeing for it. So, yeah. And I've seen the youth league. We got girls playing in the youth league, the NFL flag. And man, those girls are different on that flag football field with boys. I
Hold on one
mean,
second. Do you mind if I take the escalator? I'm on a
And
call.
and and as we are on the air right now, I know with all of us with girl sports, right? Young lady sports, not just girl, but young lady sports, and also the professional realm of it all. I remember there was a young lady that I played with in the early 90s, the late 80s, when I played Pop Warner football in San Diego. Her name was Sanfrey Roberson. I was a quarterback
Right, I remember her.
my whole entire life. I was a quarterback until I got to Lincoln High School. People don't know that, but yes, I was a quarterback my whole life. And then when I got to Lincoln High School, that's when I remembered, I said, okay, I was a running back. But anyway, Sanfrey Roberson played tight end, and she was tough as nails. There was no opportunities for girls and young ladies to play football in the early 90s or late 80s. And I feel like, women like that are coming back to coach, and for you to open up an opportunity like that is huge, bar none. To get scholarship offers for young ladies to even play in college and get their college played for is huge. So we commend you for that. And you know what, brother, at any time, you can come visit us on our show. We would love to have you. You can talk more when you're in a better situation, but I think it's a blessing to hear some of the student athletes, especially our inspiring ladies that are on the air listening, to hear that from you, that they do have an opportunity.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's been a journey. With any journey, there are bumps in the road, but we're motivated that we're doing what we need to do. Do you mind if I speak candidly for a second?
Yes, please.
Um, when you're the first to do something, sometimes people want you to be in places that you're not ready to be. Maybe you played in the boys league, and the boys league has been 10 years to mature into what they are now. And, maybe the referee situation isn't right. Maybe this is not right, but sometimes people don't give you that opportunity to mature when you're the first to do it. And that when that looks like is, hey, we want this to be like this, but it's not, so I think we put out a good product. But when you're the first, you just have the unfortunate position of being the person that other people watch your mistakes and they improve upon your mistakes, and they amplify your mistakes because they want you to kind of fail. You know what I mean? Because they want they're next.
Right.
That's deep, man. Hey,
Man,
I
look.
think that's where
appreciate
we're
that.
at right now. We're in the space of we started it. I spoke to another guy. He's got a league, and he's like, "Oh man, we should really be doing 8U. Like, oh, everybody's stupid for not doing 8U." I'm like, "Bro, we've been in operation for 4 years, and
Yeah.
I'm just starting 8U. Like, you're in the position of just coming into it after it's been grown."
Right.
Give me an opportunity to mature, man. And in San Diego, I believe that we have a lot of talent, and we need to come together and take it over.
So
Yes, sir.
I love that word, the words that you just spoke. How can people find you? Do you have a website? Do you have IG? Can you give the fans how to find you?
Yeah. Well, our website is www.sherocksd.com. Our Instagram, SheRockSD. Our Twitter, SheRockSD. Our Facebook, SheRockSD. You can find us everywhere. Check out the content on Facebook. We're putting these girls on a national platform. I got college coaches calling me all the time, like, "Oh, who's that girl? What's her Instagram?" So we're definitely trying to do it right for the girls.
Yes, sir.
Well, we thank you for coming on the show. And again, we were going to invite you back on our 30th show. We're going to invite all of our guests, and I think it will be a great conversation to have you in the mix. So have a blessed day, and we support She Rocks all day. Let's go. So we just became a biggest supporter, putting you out as well. And thank you, Coach Battle, for bringing them on our show. And
Yes,
we'll talk
sir.
to you, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right. Appreciate you, Dwayne.
Yes, sir. We're going on to a commercial. We'll be right back. All right. It got me screaming. I was daydreaming right there. Hey, I love the Jersey D Harv, Harlem Globetrotters. I remember watching them when I was a kid.
You
That's a
better.
classic. That's a
Happy
classic.
birthday.
Better like lemon. Yes, sir.
All right. I remember what Curly
Yeah.
the ball hit it,
Yes,
the
Yeah.
ball hit it good.
deal.
Yes, sir.
Never like with the hook shots.
The hook
Yeah.
shot. I thought I had a hook shot. Yeah, I remember
Wonder
that.
James, Geese, all
Yes.
these- man, come on, man.
Now
Yes,
you're
sir.
talking. Hey, let's get back to what we were talking about. Let's get back to, I believe we were talking about the All-Star game and how the structure of the game was. Right now, let's bring in, while Bryan Welch is kind of bringing us back to it, give us an overcast of what we were talking about. As we bring in more fans, I see him adding, thank you to the fans. Hey, go in the comment box. We're going to ask you some questions, ask us some questions, get in the mix as Bryan Welch bring up our next segment.
And also, do
Put
not
me in the
forget to
bed.
do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Seriously, we need
Please.
all the subscriptions we can get. But
Yes.
seriously, we were talking
Share too if we can share it.
That is correct. That's right, Coach Billy.
Yeah.
We're talking about the All-Star game, about how to make it better, so to speak, for the NBA, especially over the weekend. The games that they were playing
Man.
was not. Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, I didn't watch it personally, but the reaction we had on X, it was bad. But the thing is, if the NBA right now, what do they need to do to make it better? And Coach Billy, you watched it. What were your thoughts about it over the weekend?
Man, my main thing I wanted to watch was the 3-point, shootout because Lincoln alum Norman Powell with the Clippers was in it and everything. His first time, he should have been an all-star. Everybody kept trying to push it, but at least he participated in in one of the events. I'm happy for him. But the dunk contest is back, baby. The dunk contest is back. 50s across the board on all his dunks.
Where you from?
Where
Where you playing in? Who he play for? What jersey he had on?
Yeah. Since he's out there in Florida, right, with the Magic.
Okay.
I hear you, D. I hear you, D. Man.
I think we found a new segment between Billy and D Harv.
We can go at it, baby.
Me and Bryan Welch just sitting there laughing.
You know what? He reminds me of an old school 76er that was back around with Dr. J and Moses and all them.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe his initials were BJ. I believe his initials were BJ. I could be wrong. Was it Bobby Jones? I'm trying to remember.
Only Bobby Jones I know is the gospel singer.
Oh no! The Sixers had Bobby Jones. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. He was the only Caucasian ball player at that time that was coming down dunking.
There you go, Bobby Jones.
Bobby, there it is.
Yes, sir.
So let's bring it back to now. Y'all talking about before me and Bryan Welch was born. Let's talk about
that he just
All-Star game that just happened for the dunk contest.
The structure of the game itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, that they gotta go back to the regular format, a regular game with the All-Stars out there balling like everybody's used to. They took away from that. Everything is starting to get watered down.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's the new era of social media and the new wave of marketing?
Right.
How do y'all feel? Because I think this is a great conversation because we have all different generations kind of here, so we can have a perspective. How do y'all feel? Like, okay, you said the old structure. Okay. What about you, Welch, before we get to DR? What about you?
Well, you know what? I mean, for me, I grew up watching All-Star games that actually meant something for players.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Especially with the NFL with the Pro Bowl and also with the NBA All-Star game. You know what? You're playing for your conference. You're going to play your hearts out. Now, Coach Billy brought up a good point. It's watered down. I mean, NFL has flag football. I mean, you really want to see people play flag football. The NBA All-Star game is all offense, no defense.
Right.
My solution is you get everybody, you do a 4-day event and you do the games and all that, but you have everybody sell it out with 2K in the arena. You have LeBron James and whoever play video games, and it'd be hilarious. You just mic them up, and it would be comedic gold. But I'm not in the board. I'm not in the Adam Silver house of the NBA. But you know what? You have to, Dwayne, you brought up a good point. You got to listen to your fans, especially on the social media side. Especially if you give a poll to on social media to say what happens next in the game, that would be very fun to watch. Like, for example, if there'd be a question, you want to bench LeBron or have him play?
Yeah.
That would be a very very fun thing to talk about. But it's just the NBA is stuck in 2012. They're stuck in 2012. They're watering it down, and they cannot find ways to make it happen. And the question is, what do we do next? I mean, are we all just going to be playing video games and no contact and no offense, and we're all going to be in a plastic bubble? Come on, guys, can't do that.
Right.
Can't do that.
Because I even seen at the youth level for football, they have the kids wearing guardian caps. And when they're in practice and also at their games, it's either I think it's flag or it's either flag or touch. There is no tackling. They took tackling out, but they were in full gear. Who does that?
You kind of brought up a good point, especially later when the Pro Bowl is happening for the NFL side, especially with the touch, like, well, I'm just going to touch, not going to tackle you fully. I mean, especially, I understand players don't want to get injured, especially during the All-Star break, especially for NBA, especially you don't want to jeopardize your season. But you look at the same time is you want to have a good showing for your squad. I know we lost Dwayne Wright, but Dwayne Wright will be back here on Straight Up on Game Sports Show here on Thursday night. And I'm talking with Coach Billy Battle and also D. Harv here on YouTube and every social media platform. I'm Bryan Welch. But Coach Billy, we talked about this. I mean, you look at this. I mean, do we just take it to Florida and we just play in Orlando, I guess, and just have fun? Or we have a pickup game. Seriously. You go take it to a park and it'd be fun. Going back to the grassroots. You know what I mean?
Rutgers.
Yeah.
Take it back to the Rutgers.
Hey, look, this is what I think. Sorry, you lost me for a quick second. But this is what I think. I think it should be both. I think it should be old school and new school. I think we should be able, as fans, to kind of collaborate on, we want to see these type of players, and then also the same structure as we grew up on. I think that would be awesome. But money, everything else walks. So as more as they're going to make money, as best is going to be. I've seen some of the social media stars, or what is it called? The influencers getting more TV time than the actual NBA players within the last 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Man.
Mr. Beast was there.
Mr. Beast was there. Who else? Kanai? Is that Kanai? He was there.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many different people. And you know what? I actually watched one of those. And I watched the All-Star game briefly, and I didn't get down with the All-Star game. I watched that promoter or whatever it was, that game before I even watched the All-Star game. That's crazy. That's insane.
I just had this thought, guys. The Olympics lives on the 3-on-3 tournament.
Yes.
The All-Star game, do a 3-on-3 tournament. You do a round of 16 and go for it bracket style.
Wow. Right. Yes.
That would be interesting. You know what? You split the court in half. You have 2 games going on. Faster. And plus everyone will have a good time. Seriously.
But see, that's what the women are doing right now, though. They have a league that's getting shown, 3 days a week.
Right.
Women's leagues are doing that.
Yeah.
Man. And they play in full court, though.
Yeah, they are.
3-on-3 full court. That's crazy.
Well, I think we need to go to a commercial because we want to bring in fans. Please comment, keep it clean, no profanity, But like, we want to hear from the fans. We want to hear from our viewers. We want to be able to communicate with y'all. Let's go. Normally, we have Joe Boy Perez on here and a couple of our main, watchers and viewers and number one viewers on here, and they talk very wisely, like they can literally be on the show. So when we come back from the commercial, we're going to open it up for our viewers, and then we're going to come back to some sports. I want to hear a little bit about, some other sports as well and talk that. And then we also have, sorry, Billy, sorry, D Harv, but we're going to talk some Bulldog football because that's just what we have to do. We have to talk Bulldog football.
I can talk about Bulldog football, baby.
And then
I'm a Bulldog,
yes.
Knox though, but
you're Knox Bulldog. We're talking about Fresno State Bulldogs. After this commercial, once I get to it, we will see you guys in a couple of seconds.
Wake up every single day thinking about how can I change my life? How can I stand on the stage with the Giants? A conscience in my head spoke to me and it said purpose. They said, when you work for your purpose will begin to work for you, and dreams and beautiful things will start to manifest. And I truly believe this. As long as you believe in that very gift that you have in the bottom of your stomach, that fire that burns, that dream that wakes you up in the middle of the night and wakes you up and has you screaming to the sun, rise, so I can go after this dream. That is the very thing that you chase every single day. If you chase this dream with consistency and you believe, your booking and your calendar will fill up. So when I say the Kings are on the rise, we are on the rise.
Hey, welcome back to the Straight Up on Game Sports Show. My name is Bryan Welch. We'd like to welcome you back to another great show as we get a chance to talk with everybody here on our social media platform, as I think I'm the only one in here. As we've been talking about the NBA All-Star Game, we're going to be talking a little bit about Fresno State football as well, as Dwayne Wright, D. Harv, and Coach Billy Battle will be back with us in a little bit right now, as this has been a very fun show to talk about. I know we were talking about the NBA All-Star Game happening over the weekend in the Bay Area at the Chase Center, and also about the format, especially with the multiple teams, and it just didn't really feel like a regular All-Star Game. But, I mean, we are going to keep talking about more of the stuff as Dwayne Wright's back with us right now. And, Dwayne, we're going to talk a little bit about Fresno State football right now.
Yes.
A good quarterback battle going to heat up in spring ball. The first day of spring ball for Fresno State is on March 7th. And there's a big quarterback battle heading into spring, my friend.
I'm hearing a lot about it. I have I can't say it because I don't have favorites, but I do know that we talked about a couple months ago about the whole coaching carousel thing. I think it's out of my system, it's out of all of our system. Now it's go time in Bulldog country. You know what I mean? And I cannot wait to see this battle, because I believe that college football, I don't care who does what, you always going to have players who are going to feel like they have to break through a wall. Those players who feel like they're not getting that just due. And those are the type of players that I love. I was that type of player that had to always fight harder than the next man that was in front of me. And I think that's what Bulldog football is about. It builds character. And we'll go from there before we move forward. But what do you think, B. Welch?
You know what? Especially there's 3 quarterbacks that could get the start in August against the Jayhawks in Kansas, especially E.J. Warner, the transfer from Rice. Yes, that Warner, the son of Kurt Warner, the guy who almost won a Super Bowl. I won a Super Bowl, almost lost it at the Cardinals, but that he's there. Jaden Mando's back, and Joshua Wood is back as well. That's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen there, especially, we look at the stats right now. E.J. Warner had over 2,000 yards through the air for the Rice Owls last season. Mando only had 39 yards, and Joshua Woods, who had some good starts, he was able to come in throughout the season, had 195 yards through the air in the 2024 season. So people are saying it might be between Woods and Warner, But I mean, it's anybody's game, especially with the new regime coming in at Valley Children's Stadium with Matt Entz. And you know what? This is an offense that Matt Entz brings in. You have to have a good, reliable quarterback. And the question will be, who can gain the trust of this new offensive staff and be at the trust of this team?
I believe so. I like everything you said. I know Josh Wood is back. If it was up to me as a coach, I will probably have him at the front, the forefront right now. He knows Bulldog football. He knows the makeup of it. You have a kid like Kurt Warner. His dad was Kurt Warner, but you have a kid like Warner that's coming in that he's not proven quite yet on this level, but he does show a lot of upside. He shows that he can move the ball. He shows that he shows great leadership. The other kid, believe it or not, I think he has a shot, at maybe battling for that second, that second string, that second spot. But, I will probably go for Josh Wood to be the number one guy going into the spring. His job to lose. And I feel like Donaldson, tailback position at the running back position will be able to contribute and make that whole situation a lot better with the run game.
Especially, the spring showcase is April 5th at Valley Children's Stadium, and it'll be very, very interesting to see what the Bulldogs can do offensively plus defensively. You know what? It was a struggle last season. It was a struggle last season for this team to finish games and go for the jugular for the victory. But I think you look at it, you look at the quarterback play from Mikey Keenan, how the offensive went, how the offensive calls were made, all that we've been able to dive into that many times. But it's a fresh new story. It's a fresh new way. It's a job interview every time you step on that field during spring ball.
Yes, and speaking about a job interview, we have our main man, Justin Watson. He is one of the top Bulldog fans of all time, I believe. And what's up, Justin? How you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, my friend. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, I've been listening to the show. You guys got a good thing going on.
Thank you. That
appreciate you,
my friend. From a fan's perspective, how excited are you about spring football coming around on April 5th for the spring showcase?
I'm always excited, but with how much change there is in the program and the turnover in players, there's a lot more unknowns this year than I can almost ever remember. So, I mean, a lot of the players that we're going to get to see, I think it's the middle of April, right?
April 5th.
April 5th.
April 5th. I mean, it's the first time we're going to see a lot of these guys, and it's the first time that these guys have even played on a football field together, in a competitive environment. So, I absolutely look forward to it. We went to the quarterback club tonight, and they were talking about the roster this year, and it's man, there is so much turnover. We just don't really know what to expect.
Yeah, and go ahead, Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Especially, from a fan's perspective, who do you want to see lead the Bulldogs out on the field in August, quarterback-wise?
So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I want Wood, Joshua Wood is dynamic. I think that he was basically restrained for the role that he had while Mikey was here, which, I get it, to have that running style and have him almost like a gimmicky offense, when he comes into the game. And if you notice too, when he was in the game, it was either he was handing the ball off or running the ball, right? But because he was never in the game, he always kept the ball, But if he's the guy, if he's getting every snap, I think you're going to see a lot more of what he's capable to do. What he's capable of. So,
well, I think you're right on point. Let me bring us back so everyone can see us. We're actually going to bring our other co-hosts in right after. In a couple of seconds, we're going to go to commercial after I bring this statement up and bring everybody back. But I like Josh as well. I've already mentioned it at the beginning why I like him. I think he's a bulldog, right? I think he's the next guy in line. However everybody looks at it. I feel that even with the offensive line, I'm unsure. I do not know what we have until we have, if that makes sense. I believe the coaching staff is really solid. I actually did a lot of research myself and looked at every single coach and where they came from, what they were about. Again, they're awesome coaches. I'm going to support them, right, from where they came from, just because they're coaches. Bulldog football is different. I explain to people all the time, being in Fresno, California, having to be in the middle of Central Valley, having to deal with so many different things, such as we don't have the 100,000 fan base that comes to a game, right? We have that 50, 60,000 ish at the game. And then we have a widespread of fans throughout the valley from Bakersfield, all the way through, Tulare, all the way through Hanford. I mean, you can go down the line all the way to Fresno, all the way up to the Bay Area, all right, of fans. But we have those fans that don't stick either. We have iffy fans. We have fans that are ride or die. We have fans. So as a coach, how can you deal with that with a new regime? Like, it's very hard. We won't trust. That's just how we are in Bulldog land, fans or not. We want to be able to trust you, and we support you after that. We've seen a lot of coaches come through, and we've seen a lot of coaches leave. So do you blame us? Maybe. But again, right. But again, I'm going to support our head coach. I'm going to make sure that I can show up as much as I can, be able to talk to the team, give them some insight with a lot of my peers. But again, I mean, I'm with you, Justin. I know I went on a tangent, but I'm a Josh Wood guy, and I'm always going to be a Josh Wood guy because I feel that he can run the ball, he can scramble. I think we need that in Bulldog land. We have never had a running. We have never in the history of what I remember even had a running quarterback. That's dangerous.
No. Well, you can make the argument about Marcus McMaryion. Kind of. He was able to be mobile. He was mobile. He was mobile, but he was not going to rely on that because he had a really good arm.
Yes.
But also for me, especially with how new this team is, you brought that up, Justin. If I'm Matt Entz, I would be putting my team out in the community, especially. Hey, we're the red polos, we're the khakis. Go out there, meet the folks. Especially spring's right around the corner. A lot of farmers markets are going on. You know what? Get yourself out to Old Town Clovis. Get yourself out to different places around Fresno.
There we go.
Get yourself known, and especially hey, go to Mendota, go to Firebaugh. Especially you go to the communities around the valley that supports Fresno State football and Fresno State athletics. That'd be a huge thing, especially if you go down to Hanford and you're wearing a Fresno State polo and you're signing autographs, taking pictures, and giving out little posters. And you might get an NIL deal, especially if companies see how visible these student athletes are, and especially they post on Instagram.
Well, Brian, can I add to this? Can I add to exactly what you're saying? Patty Hill built what's there. And before he did, we had an awesome, great coach that built just the mechanism and the toughness of Bulldog football, right? Who was that coach before Patty Hill?
Jim Sweeney.
Jim Sweeney. Pat Hill came in and brought in the business aspect of Bulldog football. Now, this gentleman have a very important role. You just said something really smart, and I know Justin can probably agree. Think about this, and all the fans think about this. If you live in Fresno and little outskirts of Fresno, the high school bands either do something that Fresno State does. The cheer squads in football or basketball do something that Fresno State does. We're going to talk about some of the high school colors are Fresno State colors. I mean, we can go on and on. The way that organizations are ran is because Bulldog football. You walk into random stores, you're going to see a Bulldog, you're going to see an old school Fresno State, something. Bring the old school football back. What do you think, Justin?
So how I see it is we should never let a 3-star ever leave this valley. We need to own the 3 stars. If you're in this valley and you're a 3-star, you should not get out of here without putting on that Bulldog helmet. And we need to start there. I mean, the one thing, and I'm going to hold judgment as far as the coaching staff and the direction of the program. I'm optimistic. I'm positive about it. You know, there's a lot of Midwest guys that are a part of the program right now, and that's fine. That's fine. But let's keep our footprint the footprint. And the footprint is this valley. So let's gate this thing up. Let's lock it down. Now, if you're a 4-star and you think you can have a better opportunity, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. You know? Now, the other side of it is let's get it to a point where those guys want to be here too. You know what I mean? It's not just winning. Now, winning cures a lot, probably almost darn near everything. We need to win. We need to win. But we need to have continuity too. You know, like in this day and age of turnover, and from coaches to players to, I mean, everybody in life, it's just natural, right? You're looking for a better opportunity. It's what we do as humans. And all respect to everybody. You know, we might get in our feelings. You know, we want you to be a Bulldog forever, but it's not realistic. You know, but if we can start in the valley, and listen, you know, like you play the college football game, right? Our prestige level is 3 stars. So let's from Sacramento, and I'm sorry, Sac State, you ain't taking it, okay? Sacramento to Bakersfield, every 3-star, we need to be in their homes, and don't let them leave. And then eventually, I hope that we can grow an environment, a culture that makes all of these players that are here locally want to be a part of something special. And that's the whole plan. I mean, that's the goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome, man. And we're going to end on that note, because you pretty much laid down the statement. I think that should be the statement of the fan right there, you know, for the Valley to hear. That was awesome. When we come back from commercial, Justin, don't go nowhere. We're going to bring in our other 2 co-hosts, because, you know, they don't want to hear no Bulldog football right now, because they all love everybody. But, you know, we always have to show love to Fresno State, because that's what we do here. So hang on tight. We're going to bring on our other co-hosts after this commercial.
Even better than Christmas.
We are back from our commercial. That was that hood fit from D. Harv, his clothing line that he's been having for a very, very long time. Came to San Diego and did a really good job promoting, and people were in line getting that hood fit. Man, I still need some more hood fit. The last hood fit outfit I got, I think I outgrew it, D. Harv. That means I need some more gear, man. You know, hook all of us up.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir. So, fans, I am Dwayne Wright. We have Bryan Welch. We have Justin, which is our #1 Fresno State fan. We have our co-host, Coach Billy Battle, and our other co-host, D. Harv. This is Straight Up on Game. This is an all sports, all fans show. And then again, I want to mention to our 30th show, our 30th episode, we're going to bring all of our guests on, and we're just going to have a big, huge show, including you, Justin. You're going to be on there as well with some of our other athletes and a couple NFL players and coaches, and we're going to get down. But I wanted to bring Coach Billy and Coach D. Harv on just to you know, fill the room, ask you some questions as well, because you know, we like to hear all perspectives, right, of like just the realm of women football. We have, you know, we talked about the All-Star game. I mean, let's start it off. How do you feel about that All-Star game and the structure from the All-Star game this year? Justin, did you fall asleep?
Oh, is that directed at me? I'm sorry. The NBA All-Star game?
Yes.
scratch it, get rid of it, get rid of
Okay.
it. The only answer is how they used to play. What, 30 years ago? How they used to play the game.
Here we go.
That's what we want to see, you know. And if there's no way to get there, which I understand, there's just too much money involved to play like that. You just can't. You can't risk it. So, in my opinion, I think the only all-star game that's worth a damn is MLB.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say that. And soccer, I would say even the soccer all-star. I mean, they're actually out there playing for something, though. You know?
Yeah. You would think hockey would be a close second to MLB, but they're skating around there like figure skaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to get hurt.
The score is like 19 to 16 or whatever.
Right. Right. So comparison, and I know B. Wells is going to ask after this, but I want to ask this last question. Comparison, we talk about the NFL and we talk about how the removal of the actual Pro Bowl was, you know, taken out, and then now they brought flag football. I have my own gripe, but you know, I still get paid from the NFL, so I can't really comment. But how do you feel on the whole deal about the flag football?
Is that directed at me as well?
Oh, of course. These questions are going to be directed towards you because you can actually answer them. Most of us can't really answer.
Well, first off, I want to get a shout out to I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but that was a cool story, man. And as a father, like I can relate. Yeah. Seeing your kids do something special is just, I mean, that's what life's about. So shout out to him. And I love what he said too, is, you know, when you start something, there's always going to be haters. Like you can't avoid it, you know, but all you can do is push through and you have a vision, you know, and mistakes, like he said, are going to be made. And it's funny how it is when people are just waiting to capitalize on your mistakes, right? And make something better. But shout out to him. That's a really cool thing. I mean, as far as girls athletics, you know, they don't have the same type of ceiling that we have. You know, like they don't have the financial ceiling in a lot of these sports.
Right.
But in reality, it's like, it doesn't mean that they can't play the games. It doesn't mean that they can't love doing what they do. And to give them that outlet and that lane to go, I mean, I love it. That's awesome.
Yep. That is awesome.
Go ahead, Harv.
I just lost
a tough question, Harvey.
I just lost my train of thought. Well, all right. Man, since you're the biggest Bulldog fan,
all right,
how old were you when you became a Bulldog to know what a Bulldog was?
All right, so I want to say, first off, shout out to all the Bulldog fans. I'm not claiming to be this or that. I'm one of y'all. You know what I mean? So let's just say that.
Okay.
Well, I'm a Bucks fan because we drafted Trent Dilfer in '94. I was 9 years old when that happened. So, I mean, a few years before that, I would say, you know, is when I really started understanding what it was. And to me, you know, when you're a kid watching it, we were the best team in the country in my 7-year-old eyes.
That's right.
And you know, I don't know if it's because everything's bigger and badder when you're a kid, but it felt special, man. It felt special, and it just got in me, you know. I want to get back to that. You know, I want to get back to that physical. Now, I'm not saying run down there and before the guy freaking takes the punt, take his head off like we
Kendall
did.
Edwards.
Yeah. We're not trying to. I mean, Clifton Smith in the pros, what happened to him? That's ridiculous. But you know, I want to get back to some physical ball, and that's why I like what I hear from Matt Ince. He wants to dominate the line of scrimmage, so should be good.
Yeah. Coach Ince is a pretty good coach from up there in them cold states up there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it seemed like his team was the only darn team in that national title game every year.
That's right.
So, yeah, man. I think it's gonna be good things for Fresno State to come out in a couple of, I'll say 2 to 3 years. They'll be playing for the Natty. That's what I believe.
See that. But hey, Justin, quick question: were you alive when the Bulldogs beat USC in the Freedom Bowl down in Anaheim? Were you alive for that?
That was 92, right?
Yeah, that was 92. Yes.
Yeah, I don't really have recollection. I was born in 85, but I really truly don't remember it. I don't remember it. I obviously know, how big it was, but I don't have any recollection of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But hey,
my first memory was Fresno's Trent Dilfer, and then later on it was like Michael Pittman and them boys.
San Diego guy.
Right,
Jones.
Mike. You're right.
Yeah, Charlie Jones. But yeah, it was just different. So let me show you this. I got Pat Hill.
See, look at that.
Wow.
Hold on. Let us zoom you in, because that's why I always say you're the number one fan, because I don't see a lot of people doing this. This takes true. Look at this, fans. Look, the dude is tatted. Pat Hill. That's my guy. That's one of the greatest.
Love, man.
Yeah, both of the greatest coaches.
That's
3 of the greatest coaches of all time.
Wow.
Of all time.
Details, man. Oh my goodness.
With the V. I'm telling y'all, can't make this up, man. And they be getting on Justin, man. They be trying to hate on Justin with his comments. I be have to go on there and be checking people sometimes, man. And hey, always a pleasure, man, of you coming on and being able to share from a whole different perspective, allowing us to, talk to you and being an adversary, man, for Bulldog football, man, like making sure that I always see you comment on the Boise fans always get on you, man. I always see it. They have like Justin, and then they may have like a Boise stomping them out or something. Like, it's so crazy, but we appreciate you as a fan, man. Keep it up. I would love to, maybe you get a group, get like 4 or 5 dedicated fans and bring them on our show. And then, we'll get some other Boise State fans. And then let's just go at it, man, like for a good 10 minutes, just like a friendly, who was the best players you had? Because I think that would be a great show. Like, that would be a show that people will be like, okay, now we're getting down to it. So, in a couple weeks, man, get with us, man, and we can even do it next week if we really want to. You can get down. We can give you a 10-minute segment, man, and call some of those donkey fans over here, man, and get them on the line, and we can go from there, man. Just get 5 and 5, 5 Bulldogs, 5 donkeys, and then we'll go from there. But Justin, thank you so much for joining us, man, and you're welcome anytime as well. Episode 30 is going to be huge. Get people to help out. Subscribe to our page, man. We are trying to build this thing as we go and do more coverages. So thank you. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good seeing you, Justin.
Take care now.
Good night.
See ya.
Yeah, fellas.
What a great conversation. I mean, hey, always want to hear from the fan. Perfect.
Perfect. Like everything that we ask, right? Everything that we always talk about, it's good to hear that perspective. Like, same thought process, just a different way of explaining it, Thank you to all the fans, too. Thank you to all the fans. If you have not subscribed to our page, subscribe to our page at, what is our name? Straight Up on Game. Straight Up on Game. Subscribe, like it, share it, do whatever you need to get to. We are trying to make it to at least 500 viewers, 500 subscribers, hopefully by the end of April. All right. So we are trying to push. We are trying to bring as much attention to our show. We are all about positivity, having fun, and the real. We want to hear the real about sports. We don't want no flab or fluff. We want to hear the real about it. So, fellas, we got about 3 minutes before we end. Anything else before we knock out? Oh, Welch has something.
Well, I know that we were supposed to talk about the draft, but we can talk about it a whole lot next week.
Yes.
Especially with Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders having a nice little convo during their workout. The thing is, you look at it, my question is to you guys, who's the best quarterback in this draft? I know we have 3 minutes left, but
good question.
I'm gonna say this. I love Colorado. I love Buffalo. I love Deion Sanders. I really do. But it's not Shedeur.
No.
It's not Shedeur.
No.
I can openly say it's not Shedeur. He's not the best quarterback in the draft. My quarterback is Cam. Cam Ward is the best quarterback in this draft. He brings a whole different game. He can run. He can pass. He's very strong. He has a strong arm. And he changes the atmosphere of the game. I have not seen a quarterback that can do that since Cam Newton. I know he's probably all out there, but Cam Newton used to come out and change the face of the game. He changed the situation of a game. So I'm gonna say Cam. I'm gonna say Cam is the best quarterback right now. Take that guy, the first pick, second pick, maybe the third. He probably won't go higher than 3, but get that guy going in the top 10.
You know what? Somebody the luck of the Irish, Riley Leonard. I did not know he was going to be entering the draft, but he was at the Senior Bowl, had a good Senior Bowl. He could be sneaky. He could be very sneaky, especially if you put him as a backup and have him learn from a good veteran. He could do a lot of great stuff, especially if you throw a quarterback into the fire, which a lot of projections right now are saying that Shedeur Sanders might be going to the Giants. That's not the best spot. That's not the best spot for Mr. Primetime Son to beat the Giants. Because I know Deion being a Cowboy and all that, and the NFC East and all that. But you look at it right now, I don't think that's the best spot for Shedeur Sanders to be at. If he gets drafted by the Giants, that's not going to 2 years. He's going to be done in 2 years. Seriously, because there's no offensive line.
That franchise right now for a quarterback is horrific. I would have probably said Jets. I say Jets.
Yeah.
I don't think Deion gonna let him go to either one.
Yeah,
but he gonna pull an Archie Manning.
Yeah, he can pull Archie Manning.
Definitely gonna pull an Archie Manning.
I'm gonna say this openly. You see behind Billy, everybody see Coach Billy, Raiders. He is going to go to the Raiders. He's already mark my words, fans. Shedeur Sanders will be a Las Vegas Raider. Promotional wise, playing wise. Think about this, Pete Carroll. Come on now. The relationship that Pete Carroll has with having certain quarterbacks with swag and backings, he is prone to that. Now, I'm going to stop because I know we got a big show, but think about this. All right, Shiloh Sanders didn't even get invited to the NFL Combine. That is by design. I don't care what anybody say, it's by design. Look, he gets drafted, he ends up somewhere else. He's not drafted. Now, guess what? He's with his brother.
Agency.
There it is. He's with his brother. There's something deeper than what regular fans may not see. But look, he may end up as a Raider. That will be phenomenal. I will literally go and try to work my way to the field and watch those games. So I'm telling you right now, if he goes to the Raiders, it will be the biggest, fan. It's already a big fan base, but brother, come on now. Come on now.
That'll be history. That'll be history. 2 brothers on the same NFL team?
Yeah. That'll be big. But here and there, we will talk about this next week. Because it's always at the end of our show that we get more and more viewers. And, we do our hour and 10 minutes. As we move to our 30th, we'll do a 2-hour show exclusive for everybody. because we do get comments saying y'all show is a little bit short. We will get to 2 hours, but you know, we have Dwight out there in Florida. He falls asleep, and you know, you have Coach Billy that falls asleep as we talk about
Here you
football.
go.
You know, me and Bryan Welch.
Right.
It is what it is, you know. But
yeah, I did forget to take my Geritol.
Oh man, you got to take that Geritol, man. But
I'm still old school, baby.
That's hilarious. So we will see you all on Thursday. We are back on track next Thursday. We will see you all on our very big show. We're going to bring in some of our California Showcase recipients, and then we're going to let you know how we're going to bring a really, really big time diamond structure for player prospects moving forward. So see y'all. Peace out. Have a great, great evening.
Yep.